I told you last time when I did a review on this Santi heated vest that I also was going to do the gloves. I still haven't done everything I want to do before making a proper review, but I don't know if that will take time or not. But anyway, this is what they look like. They're fairly thick in itself, and they have this, here you put the electricity, so they are rather thick in itself. So even if the electricity wouldn't be on, I suppose they would give kind of much warmth anyway. So I did a comparison actually. I was diving with this Hestra Qualifield glove, but the thing is that this end of it, it was like this long before, so I cut it off. But still, you see, it can get entangled or squeezed into the ring system and make it leak. So I usually take the wrist warmers from the fourth element, and when I do it like this, it's more streamlined and doesn't get stuck. So anyway, I did with one glove like this, and I did one dive at the same dive with this, with plugged in with electricity. The problem was I didn't get cold in either hand, so that kind of ruined the test, to be honest. I did a 50 minutes dive, I think it was, and it was 6 degrees Celsius. Well, that's kind of good grade for both of these gloves. If you can be down for almost an hour in 6 degrees in Swedish winter and you don't freeze with your hands, yeah, that's a good thing. So I don't complain about being warm after diving, but it's hard to, make any kind of estimations on which one would do better, or is this worth the money or not. So actually, I don't know how to test that. I probably just have to keep on diving and diving and diving and diving and see what these go for. I have had this for, is it 3 dives I have done, I think. So what I can say this far, with these I have been cold, but I don't know if I have been so much cold if I would have this all the time. But eventually you get cold, doesn't matter what you have. But I dove in Alvik, for instance, then I had this and I have that and this on. After 40-50 minutes in 5-6 degrees Celsius, I was getting cold in my hands. We were doing line drills, out of air blindfolded drills. We did those kind of stuff, or tried not to see. So we were doing a lot of exercises, and maybe we was a lot of still and waited for each other to do certain tasks. So maybe it was the inactivity that made it cold, but also that you might have the cuffs, because this is probably very important. If you have a good warming vest that make your core warm, and I have the Halo 3D undergarment, that gave me a lot of warmth from the core, which make my hands being warmer. And as you see, I have removed the cuffs, so I get a lot of good migration from the vest, so I getting good free flow of air going around there. So it just, because this cuff is around this now, usually it's tight, and usually it's a tight cuff seal over there, so usually you get no air migration. Maybe you have this small silicone kind of things, like a little string of silicone wiring, so you can get a little bit air at least. But look at this, that's a whole lot of air coming in and out of this glove. It's just, put it on like this, and you have that make a big difference. So if you have this, you get a ring system which make it easy to get on and off your gloves without help, because usually when you have dry gloves and you have to make the seals get very smoothly against each other and no creases or anything, so this is easy to get on, and then you can take on your glove the last thing you do. So all the ball snaps, all the harness thing with the webbing or checking stuff, you can do it with hands free. Then you just put on this or put on that, and you can just boom, put it on. So I would say before you buy expensive gloves, get your core warm to begin with, then get this. But anyway, when I did that all-week dive, I got cold hands and I could barely, do the valve read at the end. I was getting like really cold. But with this, I never been that cold. I've been cold when I did 1 hour in Hässelby kyrkan with this. I got cold, but I didn't get like, oh, I can't move. So it was cold, like 4 or 5 degrees or whatever, 6 degrees at maximum. So around 5-ish. And I was down an hour. So of course I got cold eventually. But the thing is that this keeps you enough warm to complete the dive and don't get like, it doesn't ache or make you not have the, flexibility in your fingers. So while I suppose, I cannot say that I know this to be true, but I suppose that this one keep my warmth for quite a long time. But eventually, when I'm getting cold, it's not getting better, it's going downhill. With this one, you get continuously some electrical warmth around, so I suppose that this can get cold, but I don't think you get as much, like, you don't get numb. I think this will reduce a lot of those, extreme colds. You probably get cold, and that's the thing. This, I feel this is on. I feel it when I put it on. I feel it, but this one I don't feel it. And that's the thing, that you might be like, is this on or is it not on? I have no idea. But after a while, when you've been diving for like 40-50 minutes and you're not being cold, you understand, okay, it was on. But that's the thing. So it keeps you warm as like natural warm. It doesn't feel like a sauna or like an aggregate that keeps you warm. So this might be this little, what do you call it, psychological thing, because this I know, oh, this is good because I feel it directly. This one, I don't feel it, but I don't feel the cold either. So obviously it's working, but it doesn't give you the heat that you expect. So you might disregard that it's doing its job because of it does it in the quiet. It just maintains your warmth. Anyway, here you got a lot of strings. So you put one of each cable into the glove. Where do I have the other one? Here you go. And here that goes. So then you get these on strings, and you have this one going all the way to this one. And this one, when you buy gloves, you get this, because they expect you to also have potentially a vest. So you use one for the gloves, and then you take this from the vest, and then you see this form of valve. This is like the regular valve. You just push it and you get air. You put this into the battery, and you put this and this one. So now this is connected. Now these are connected, and you plug this one in to the battery. So Another thing that I've been thinking about, if I put these gloves on, that these are a little bit oversized for me, but I want to have a little bit extra space so I don't get cold. It's good with a little bit extra air. But these are also very, it's not snug fit, but you know, I feel that it's getting a little bit like a lack of space here. So if I would have slightly bigger dry gloves, I think I might have felt a more, you know, more warmth to it. But I still feel that all the fingers, they get extra space over here. So when I do like this, the air migrates into this and you feel the warmth. Yes, feel that air coming and it doesn't feel compressed anymore. So when you dive, you should try to get ring systems and take off the seals, and you can just do it like this every once in a while, and the air gets into the gloves and you feel the warmth. So I would say that these gloves, they definitely works. You can dive with this in 4, 5, 6 degrees and you can do it for an hour. It's not getting painful. For instance, when I dove today, my dive buddy was freezing. He had cold feet, he had cold hands, he was cold. I felt this kept me warm, this kept me warm, and I felt that I could have been down for at least 15-20 minutes more. I didn't have any rush going up. I think that the air supply would probably, or the deco would probably be the factor that made me avoid the dive more than the warmth. So, are these worth the money? I cannot tell, since I haven't done extreme dives enough to see if they really can stand it, you know, for like 1.5 hours. Maybe when diving in caves or mines. Because I actually have a person that I heard say that he would rather go with just this than this. And I was like, oh. And especially since I don't even feel these, but I feel this one very much. I was like, what am I missing? But the thing is, I know that almost everyone I know that are instructor or tech diver have had these ones, or once upon a time, or still have it, because these are very popular. This has stuff qualified, so these are legit. This is good gloves. But the thing is, if you can pay like 500-600 crowns for this, or 700-800, I don't know, so between like $50 to like $100 or something, you get this, and they do very good job. This you have to pay 2,000. That means like $200 for, and you need like a thermal valve for $300, and you need a battery that might cost like $1,000. So my point is, these do extremely well. I say this is worth it. I say this is worth it. I say a battery is worth it. I yet don't know if this is worth it, but this far I'm not happy with them. I'm happy with it, but I don't know how much difference it is between these two. So I feel that I still leave you and myself hanging here. I don't feel that I have a good answer if I believe this being worth it. I heard that the cables might easily break, so you might have to leave this for service a few times. You feel that they get all the wiring on the outside of the hand, so you have the mobility on the inside. That's good. I never felt like I didn't have mobility with it, and it wasn't all that hard to don with this. I just take this one in, put it through the arm on the dry suit, then I take it off, and it just hangs like this. So I usually just leave it like this, and I keep on working with my hands. Then when I'm ready, I just put them on. So that was my unsatisfactory review of the Santi heated gloves. I hope this makes some sense at least. But it was fun trying different formations and all that. So I had a good time doing it.